Hi, welcome. Thank you so much for being here. My name is Brittany. I'll be guiding you through today's class. Today will be a targeted mobility class focused on unlocking your tight hips. So if you're struggling with mobility there, you're feeling a lot of tightness, this class is going to be a game changer for you. Gravity yoga, also known as science of stretching now yoga, is targeted mobility training where we hold stretches for a longer period of time, passively relax so that gravity does the work for us. This is a highly effective way to create more length in your muscles and fascia. And so we will get started today sitting down to establish the breath that we'll be using throughout class. We will be using blocks. If you don't have blocks, you could always grab a blanket and fold it up or grab a couple of pillows. And you'll also need a wall space somewhere that we'll be going to towards the end of class. So in gravity yoga, we have a specific kind of breath. It's a inhale through the nose to the count of 4, exhale out the mouth to the count of 8, and we emphasize the ha sound on the exhale. It helps to relax the body and it relaxes the stretch reflex, the body's tendency to lock up and really resist the stretch. We come back to this breath over and over again to relax the muscles so that they stretch better. Now, if the 4 to 8 breath doesn't work for you, you could always do 3 to 6, 4 to 4, or when I cue 4 to 8 breath, just let that be your cue to slow your breath down to whatever works for you. But let's go ahead and get started and practice a couple rounds of breath before we begin. So find a comfortable seated position. Rest your hands on your knees. Lift your chin up, relax your shoulders down. Option to close down your eyes. Empty out all stale air. You go ahead and start to breathe in through your nose. 1, 2, 3, 4. Open mouth, exhale. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale back through your nose. Exhale, mouth. Inhale back through your nose. Exhale, mouth. Great, so we'll be circling back to that breath throughout class. Now go ahead and stand up. We'll get started with our moon squats. This helps to articulate all the major muscles and joints of your body, warming everything up for class. Cross your forearms, make fists, sit back into a squat, press down into your heels, drop your head and neck. Take a deep breath in, reach up towards the sky, spread your fingers, reach up, lift your chest up. Exhale, cross your forearms, make fists, sit back. Inhale, reach up, stretch, open it up. Exhale, sit back, close it all down. Breathe back in, reach. Exhale, sit back. And then pause here at the bottom, bring your hands down to the earth, rock side to side. And if you notice your heels lifting a lot throughout that, you could always fold up a blanket and put it underneath your heels for some more support. Don't feel like you need to sit all the way back. Just sit back as far as you can. Let's go ahead and do one more round. Cross the forearms, make fists, breathe in. Exhale, sit back. Inhale, reach. Exhale, sit back. Drop your head and neck. Breathe in, extend up, spread your fingers. Exhale, sit back. One more time, breathe in, reach up towards the sky, spread your fingers. Exhale, sit back. Good, then come all the way down into a Malasana deep squat. Open up your feet out wide. Sink your hips down towards the ground. And again here, if your heels are lifting up, go ahead and fold up a blanket or a towel and put it underneath your heels. reach your hands forward, palms up, and then drop your head and neck down. This is the first pose of class. Beginning to open up into our hips. Notice your breath. Start to deep inhale into your nose. And then exhale out the mouth. Breathe back in through your nose. Exhale out your mouth. Let your head be heavy here. Allow your hips to sink down towards the ground. Good, then slowly come out of that. Bring your knees down towards the ground and come into a tabletop position. Stack your shoulders over your wrists, your hips over your knees. Tops of the feet are down. Take a deep breath in to lower your belly, arch your back, look forward. And then exhale to round, press the floor away, tuck your chin to your chest. Inhale, lower your belly, look forward, arch your back. Exhale to round, press the floor away, tuck your chin to your chest. Come through center, look forward, lunge your left leg forward. You want to bring your ankle in line with your knee. You might need to use your hand to get there. Back knee is down, top of the foot is down. You could slide it back a little bit further if that feels good to you. If you feel pressure pain in this knee back here, you can grab a blanket to put underneath it to make it more comfortable. Now this is where blocks come in handy. You could grab blocks and put them underneath your hands. So you want your hands underneath your shoulders, arms straight, or start to bend into them for blaster pose. So my front foot is down, all four corners are down, or it can rotate open onto the pinky side edge to get more lateral rotation here. You're getting into the lateral rotation and flexion in your front hip, and then deep hip extension in the back. Those are the three major movements of the hips. So this pose, blaster, is really beneficial. We're going to hold this one longer than we're used to. So shaking, numbness, a lot of this stuff tends to happen. This is when we really need to deepen back into our breath and let the stretch reflex know that everything's okay, that we're just stretching. We're not in any kind of danger. Relax your head and neck, relax your shoulders. Allow your hips to sink deeper down towards the ground. Take a deep breath into your nose. Fill up your chest. Exhale out the mouth. Breathe back in through your nose. Fill up your belly, fill up your chest. Exhale out your mouth. When we really exaggerate the exhale with the ha sound, it really does a lot for relaxing your body. If you think about the times when something great happens or something really sweet happens, we naturally go, ha, right? You get something sweet happens, ha. So when we make that sound on our exhale, it does a lot for relaxing the body, letting us know everything's okay. All right, we're about halfway there. Feel free to go a little bit deeper. I'm gonna come onto my forearms now using the blocks because I am pretty tight today in my hips. And never really force it. Don't over force it. If something is feeling way too intense, come out of it. Especially if you're working with injuries or extreme tightness, you only need to go to about 80%. So the first principle of gravity yoga is that breath, 4 to 8 breath, ha on the outside, on the exhale. And then the second principle is wet noodle, meaning we're trying to relax into our muscles as much as we can, since muscles stretch better when they're relaxed. They're more pliable, we can make more change the more we relax into a stretch. And then the third principle is to meet or beat your whole time. So we're holding blaster pose for 5 minutes on each side. Try to stay with me the whole time, but if you need to tap out, that's fine. The next time you do the video, or you can get right back into it, but the next time you do the video, try to stay for a little bit longer. And I use the timer so that we can really see the amount of time we're staying in a stretch and we're not using intuition. You don't really make change on intuition alone. The timer keeps us honest. We're in the last minute here. Deepen back into your breath, these last final moments. Deep inhale through your nose. Open mouth, exhale. Great, and slowly press yourself up out of this. Step back into table pose. Open your knees out wide, big toes touch, press back to child's pose. And then get right back into it on the other side. Lunge your right leg forward. Bring it in line with your ankle or even a little bit in front of it. Slide your back knee down. Again, you could put a towel or a blanket underneath that knee if that helps. Hands underneath your shoulders. Press into your hands, find length. And then relax into it. Let's go. Relax your head and neck. On every exhale, allow your hips to sink deeper towards the ground. Press into all 4 corners of your front foot or roll onto the pinky side edge of your front foot to get that lateral rotation. Relax into your shoulders, relax any tension in your face. Start to notice where your breath is now. Deepen back into it. Breathe in through your nose. 1, 2, 3, 4. Open mouth, exhale. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe in back through your nose. Open mouth, exhale. Softly bend into your elbows. If you want to start going a little bit deeper, come onto your forearms. Continue to press your front hip wide. Relax your head and neck. almost halfway there. Stay with it. If you need to tap out, that's fine, but try to stay with it. Bring your attention back to your breath if your thoughts are starting to wander too much. Relax into your muscles. Our body's tendency is to really lock up and protect the vital organs here. Our breath overrides the system, allowing it to know everything's okay. Starting to approach the final minute here. Last 30 seconds, you got it. Take one more deep breath in through your nose. And open mouth, exhale, sigh it all out. And slowly press yourself up out of this. Come back into a tabletop position. Ooh, that got really intense. And then slowly bring yourself all the way down towards the ground. Pelvis is down, belly is down on the ground, tops of the feet are down. And then bring your elbows underneath your shoulders and bring your wrists in line with your elbows. Spread your fingers wide. Imagine sliding the yoga mat or floor towards you as you bring your chest forward. Bring your chin parallel to the ground for Sphinx pose. This helps to reset the back. It's a nice, gentle back bend. In order to open up the back, we have to open up into the front of the body. Continue to press the tops of your feet down. Continue to grab the ground, pressing it towards you as you slide your chest forward. Hug your shoulders together. Open up into your chest space. Good. Last few seconds here. This is a shorter one. And slowly press yourself up out of that, back into a tabletop position. And then we're gonna come into butterfly pose. So come onto your bum. If you sit, when you sit on the ground, you round a lot, grab a cushion to put underneath you or a blanket or some blocks. Soles of your feet come together. Bring your knees out wide and bring your heels as close as you can towards your hips. Walk your hands forward, palms up. Then drop your head and neck down. Now we're getting into the lateral rotation and flexion of the hips. This is a type of pose that helps you to sit more comfortably in a cross-legged position on the ground. Use as much support as you need to. Using cushions underneath your bum, or even taking blocks. You could take blocks and put them underneath your knees for support. Make the pose comfortable so that you could stay in it as long as possible. Our hips really start to get tight as we get older because modern movement patterns make us that way, right? We don't really sit on the ground as much as we did when we were kids. We start to sit at a 90-degree angle at some point. Pretty much sometimes most of the day. If you have a desk job, you're sitting at a 90-degree angle, so your muscles just start to lose that elasticity to be able to extend and sit deeply. But the good news is that your muscles can go back to that. You can regain this mobility. It's not lost forever. That's where gravity yoga is so wonderful. It's done so much for helping people regain that mobility. And sometimes we have to remember these kind of things when we're holding these stretches that get really uncomfortable, right? There's motivation behind it. Once we get mobility back, mobility lasts for years. So it's worth putting the time in today. Go ahead and notice your breath again. Deepen back and inhale through the nose. Exhale out the mouth. Breathe back in through your nose. Exhale out the mouth. We're halfway there. This is another one of the longer hold stretches. You got this. Relax the muscles that you can relax. We keep our palms up like this so we're not gripping too much at the mat. We're just kind of being floppy. Gravity yoga poses are very floppy. They're nothing really special. Alignment really isn't as important. What's more important is relaxing, deepening into your breath, staying in it. Starting to approach the final minute here. Continue to relax your head and neck. Relax any tension in your jaw. Soften into your shoulders. One last deep breath in through your nose. Exhale it all out. And slowly press yourself up. Close your knees up, plant your feet onto the ground. Windshield wipe your knees side to side. And we'll go ahead and get right back into it. Take your left knee, bring your knee and your ankles parallel to the top of the floor or mat, anything that's underneath you as you can. Take your back leg and slide it back behind you into pigeon pose. Now, if you have trouble extending your back leg like this, you can always go 90-90 and then just rotate forward over your bent leg. I'm gonna go ahead and extend my leg back and then slide it down as much as I can, just to really open up throughout my hips. Now your shin doesn't need to be completely parallel towards the top, but just get as much as you can just to create more space. And you can start on your hands, straighten into your arms. And then if it feels good, go ahead and sink down, come onto your forearms. You'd always have blocks underneath your forearms or a pillow. And then if you need extra support, you could always slide a block or a blanket underneath your thigh, your front bent leg. Place it underneath your thigh, your knee for extra support. And then soften into this once you're there. With every exhale, allow your hips to sink down more into the ground. Press your right hip crease in towards the ground. Relax your head and neck. Relax any tension in your jaw. Notice your breath. Deepen back into it, breathe in through your nose. Exhale out your mouth. Inhale nose. Exhale mouth. Relax as much as you can. Starting to approach the last minute here. Try and stay with it. Last 30 seconds, you're almost there. Continue to deepen back into your breath. Unclench your jaw. One more deep breath in. Exhale out. Go ahead and push yourself up out of this. Rotate down towards your left hip. Take your back leg, bring it forward and switch it out. Come into that 90-90 if that's where you were before, or slide your left leg back behind you as much as you can, toes down. Bring your shin up as much as you can. And then again here, if you need extra support, you can always reach for a block or a pillow and put it underneath your leg. Press into your hands, find length in your spine. And then soften down into this. Come onto your forearms if that feels good. Press your left hip crease down and towards the ground. Soften into your shoulders. Deepen back into your breath. Every exhale, allow your hips to sink deeper in towards the ground. Remember, wet noodle. Relax your muscles as much as you can. And then the more we start to lengthen our muscles back out, the easier the stuff starts to become. We really want long and strong muscles. The more pliable and longer muscles are, the less likely they are to get injured. It's when muscles get super, super tight that they're more torn to getting tears. The more we hold these long stretches and the more we stretch in general, we start to hydrate the connective tissue, which is also something that helps to prevent injury. We're approaching the final minute here of pigeon pose. Relax your head and neck. Let your hips sink down, down, down. Continue to press your left hip crease down towards the ground. Last 30 seconds here. And take one last deep breath in. Good, and as you exhale, start to press yourself up, straighten into your arms, roll down to your right hip, bring your back leg forward, extend your legs out in front of you and just tap it out, shake it out. Good, then bend into your left knee, bring it down to the ground, take your right leg and then stack it on top of your left. So you want your knee and ankles in one line. And then again here, you could grab a pillow, put it underneath your bum if you're rounding a lot, or you could always extend your bottom leg out in front of you if that's too much. It's okay if your knees are up, all that's good. Once you're there, bring your forearms onto the top of your knee and your ankle, palms up, and then lean forward. Drop your head and neck, palms up. Press your tailbone down. Apply pressure here. You're doing a lot to open up your top hip flexor. And when you apply a little bit of pressure with your forearms, helps to open it up even more. But again, don't go super, super hard. It's okay to come out of it for a moment and then get right back into it. Relax into your shoulders as you press your tailbone down and lean forward. Deepen back into your breath. Take a deep breath in through your nose. And then exhale out your mouth. Inhale nose. Exhale mouth. This is another stretch that will do a lot for helping to open up your hips in a way that you can sit comfortably on the ground, which is just a skill or a body movement that we don't want to lose. It's important to be able to get on and off the ground easily, right? We don't want to get stuck on the ground, not be able to get up. And a lot of that's to do with tight hips and overall tightness in our muscles. We want to keep it all pliable, especially if you have kids or you're working with kids. It's just so important. When we open up our hips, we just make all movements throughout the day easier. This isn't about extreme flexibility, doing any kind of big fancy yoga poses. This is about just not having the pain in our muscles and the tightness that starts to be and can be very debilitating as we get older. Continue to press your tailbone down as you lean forward. Apply pressure towards the top thigh with your forearm. Deepen back into your breath. Inhale nose. Exhale mouth. Again, shaking, numbness, muscle pain, all that is normal. If it's real bad, sharp joint pain, then that's when you want to come out of it. But oftentimes it just gets really uncomfortable because our body just isn't used to holding these stretches for this long of time. So it gets pretty intense. But that's when the change is really starting to happen. Good. Continue, press your tailbone down, lean forward. Approaching the last minute here. Last 30 seconds. You got it. Stay with it. Take one last deep breath in. Exhale it all out. All right. Press yourself up out of it. And then we'll just windshield wiper our knees side to side. Feet down. Knees go left and right, left and right. Bring the blood flow back. I know I'm feeling pretty numb in my right leg right now, but it soon goes away. And then go ahead and get back right into it. Now bend your right leg. Bring your shin parallel to the top of the mat as you can. Take your left leg, bend it, stack it on top of your right. So ankles and knees are in one line. Over here, your knee and ankles in one line. And then again, here you could grab a pillow, put it underneath you, or extend your bottom leg out in front of you. And it's okay if your knees are up. We're gonna press them down with our forearms, palms up. Lean forward, drop your head and neck. Press your tailbone down as you look forward. And then drop your head and neck. Soften into your breath. Relax your belly. Imagine sending breath down towards the areas that feel the most tight right now. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Exhale out your mouth. Inhale nose. best times to practice gravity yoga is right before bed, since the breath can make us really sleepy. It can be that relaxing. And then when your muscles are all lengthened out, it's ideal to then just get into bed and let your muscles be like that all night. If you do this throughout the day, that's okay. That's fine too. Just don't do any kind of vigorous workouts within 2 hours of stretching like this, as you are a little bit more open. Just at least give it 2 hours before doing any kind of vigorous workout. Continue to press your tailbone down, lean forward. Apply pressure to your top thigh. Breathe in through your nose, expand your rib cage, expand your belly. Exhale, mouth. Relax your head and neck. Approaching the last 2 minutes here. Almost there. Stay with it. Last minute. Take one final deep breath in here. And exhale it out. And slowly press yourself up. Come onto your knees. Open your knees out wide. Big toes come to touch. Walk your hands out in front of you. Press back into child's pose. Got one last final stretch. This is where we're going to need to go up to a wall space. And you can grab a blanket for underneath your knee. This is called Jackknife Blaster. Okay, so we find our wall space. Bring a blanket up towards where the wall and floor meet. And if you have blocks, grab those or a pillow. And you're going to take your right knee, bring it flush with where the wall and the floor meets. Flush your shin rather up to the wall, and toes will point up. If you are working with a lot of tightness today, your front knee might just be like this, bent. That's fine. Or what you want to eventually get towards is bringing your ankle in line with your knee, much like that blaster pose earlier. So your ankle's in line with your knee, hands underneath your shoulders for a jackknife blaster. You You could play with the height of your blocks if you're working with those. This is a deep quad opener in the back leg. You're opening up into your hamstrings, into your front leg. Deep hip extension in the back. Deep hip flexion in the front leg. This is another one that gets really intense fast. So you know the drill by now. When it gets intense, that's your reminder to start to soften into the muscles. Think wet noodle. Deepen into your breath. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Exhale out your mouth. Inhale nose. Exhale mouth. Soften into your arms. Slight bend in the elbow is good. You don't want this being an arm workout. Relax into it. Keep your ankle in line with your front knee. Even moving it a little bit up if you want. And again, here you can roll onto the pinky side edge of the front foot if that feels good to you. Or press down all four corners of your front foot to feel more grounded. We're approaching the last minute here. Deep breath in through the nose. Exhale out the mouth. Inhale nose. Exhale mouth. Relax your head and neck, relax your shoulders. Last final moments here. Switch it out. Let's get right into it. Bring your right leg forward, or rather start with bringing the left knee back. Bring the shin flush with the wall. Bring your knee where the floor and wall meet. Toes point up, and then keep your knee bent down towards the ground, or lunge it forward. Bring your ankle in line with your knee. Use the blocks underneath you. Ankles in line with the knee, or a little bit forward. Once you're there, soften into it. This pose is one of the best for opening up into your quads. This is a really great one if you're also working with really tight quads, those muscles on the top of your thighs. It's all part of the anterior chain, the front side of the body. So when the back side of our body is really locked up, it's really important to open up the front part of the body to free up that space. Continue to sink in deep into this. Relax your head and neck. Think wet noodle. Back into your breath. Exhale it out. Continue to sink your hips down. slight bend into your elbows to not overstrain your arms. Relax any tension in your jaw. You might need to continue to press your knee in towards where the floor and ground meet. Keep the shin flush with the wall. On the final minute here. One last deep breath in. And exhale it all out. Good. Start to walk your hands back out in front of you. Slowly come off the wall. And then come onto your bum. Bend your knees, soles of the feet on the ground. And make sure you have enough room behind you. And slowly roll all the way back. Keep the bend in your left knee. Lift your right ankle, stack it on top of your left. Take your right hand, press your right thigh away. Stay here for a moment. And if you want to go deeper, bring your knees in towards your chest. Reach for the back of your left thigh or your shin. Bring your knees in towards your chest. And open your arms onto the ground and gently let your knees drift over towards the left side for a figure four supine twist. Keep the back of your head on the ground, or you can turn to look towards the right side. Just getting a gentle twist here after all that deep, deep hip opening. Go ahead and switch it out. Bring your knees back through center. Bring your right foot down to the ground. Lift your left heel up, stack it on top of your right knee. Use your left hand to press your thigh away. And then if you want to go deeper, bring your knees in towards your chest. Reach for the back of your right thigh or your right shin. Bring your knees down. And open your arms wide onto the ground and let your knees drift over towards the right side. Keep the back of your head on the ground or turn to look towards the left side. Send breath down your side body. And then come back up through center. Option to take a final Shavasana here, where you could just lay down, stretch your arms and legs, and take a few moments here on your own. Go ahead and join me and come to a seated position. I'll guide you out of class with a 4-4 breath. That's an inhale in through the nose to the count of 4. Exhale out the nose again to the count of 4. So it's a 4-4 breath in and out of the nose. So find a comfortable seated position. Hands on your knees. Bring your chin parallel to the ground. Inhale nose. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale nose. 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale nose. Exhale nose. One more time, inhale nose. Exhale, nose. Place one hand on your belly, one hand on your chest. May this practice heal and strengthen your body and mind. May this practice heal and strengthen your body and mind. Go ahead and open your eyes if they're closed. Thank you so much for being here. You did a great job. I know that's not easy, but if you stuck with it, great. If you needed to tap out, that's fine too. Just come back to this video. Doing it once a week you'll see dramatic improvements over time. Thanks again for being here, and I'll see you in the next video.